Hello, everybody. If you're there, if you can hear me, let me know. Please let me see an emoji go up. If you're there, if you're there, let me know that you can hear me, that we are together. Lovely, 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 lovely. It's good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. Thank you for tuning in tonight. We are ready to go. It's good to see all of you. It's good to see all of you. Thank you, all the coaches. It's good to see every one of you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Coach Nelias. I see you. The other coaches, when I see them, I'll acknowledge them. Thank you so much. Let's appreciate Coach Nelias, please. Let's appreciate Coach Nelias. Let's appreciate Coach Nelias. Let's appreciate. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very, very much. It's good to see each and every one of you. All the other coaches, as they join, if I can be alerted, I'll appreciate them. Um, my wife should be on if she hasn't logged in yet. Yes, baby, I see you. Thank you. Let's appreciate Pastor Christine, please. Let's appreciate Pastor Christine and let's appreciate her properly. Okay? Yes. Yes. So it's good to see everyone. Everyone, welcome to today. We have quite a number of things to do today. Am I clear? Shayon, am I clear? Okay, great. All right. So today we have an evening that is fully packed, okay? Packed with good things. We're going to be talking heart to heart. It's going to be good. We thank God for allowing us yet another opportunity as a family to sit together, to talk, to bond, and really to get to discuss heart to heart so that we can travel together into the future as a unit. All right. We don't want you to travel into the future on your own. We want to do this together and we will do it together. All right. Now, this session today, when we take a break in the middle of the lesson, please, you can ask any question. Feel free to ask any question as at that juncture. We'll answer it to the best that we can. At the end, I'll only be able to take questions for about 10 minutes after the class, after today's class. So, again, I'll give a longer opportunity of 10 minutes for today's class. Next week, we can extend that time, but for today, I'll be able to take 10 minutes to answer, some questions and, get to do this thing. So today I want us to learn about mindset and resilience. Mindset and resilience. This is a very important lesson for everybody. And I want you to pay very keen attention today as we talk, as I speak from my heart, as I point you in the right direction. Give yourself fully to the lesson. Okay. When you come to mentorship, this is a time to, just be humble and learn, you know. Uh, uh, just take in the lessons. Don't imagine what you know or what you don't know. The mentorship sessions are usually very rare information. It's a very rare piece of information. So you want to take in as much as possible because these are once in a lifetime opportunities to sit and just hear information that you will not hear at university, at school, at work, in a short course. Your parent may not sit with you and tell you this, but in a way, we've been able to orchestrate something where you can learn this piece of information. So, mindset and resilience is going to be our take today. And the inspiration of this is really drawn from every angle, from scripture, from news, from the future, from projection, from business. So I'm going to be tagging in from all those sides to be able to paint a picture of how prepared we need to be. Now, on your journey of life, especially as you transition into responsibility, majority of the family right now that are listening to me right now, you're transitioning into responsibility. You may not know, but let me give you that definition. You're transitioning into responsibility. You are not yet into responsibility, and you're out of school. So you are in between a very interesting place, which we call transitioning into responsibility. One of the key skills you will continually and increasingly need from now moving forward is mental resilience. Okay? This is the mindset, the accurate mindset, and the resilience that goes with supporting that mindset. You're going to need that not just continually, but increasingly. As you grow older, you will discover that life does not get easier with time. Okay? You'll realize that. And I would like you to be very, very self aware as you observe your life. Begin to notice yourself, your habits, your behavior, the response of your body. Begin to observe yourself. As you grow older, you'll begin to notice a few changes in yourself. You will discover that life does not get easier with time, it becomes more demanding. And this is why, because your energy levels begin to decline as you age, your time begins to move faster, and your mind becomes sharper. So, three things are going to happen to you. Number one, your levels of energy are going to begin to decline. You're not going to be as energetic as you were when you are in your teens. Okay, that non-ending energy, you will notice that it will begin to decline as you grow older. You'll also begin to realize that your time will move faster. It will be Sunday, all of a sudden you blink, you open your eyes, it's Sunday. Okay, you begin to notice that your time begins to move faster. The other thing that begins to happen is that your mind will begin to become sharper. You'll become more intelligent, more exposed. You'll be able to reason better as you age. And that is a very interesting simultaneous equation. Okay, you need to observe that equation rather, because it's a very interesting dynamic. It's a simultaneous equation that's happening at the same time. In fact, we say in cognitive studies that the mind of a human being comes fully online around the age of 25. That's when your mind comes fully online. Where was it before that? I don't know. But I'll tell you that by the time you get to 25, your brain begins to feel that it is fully, completely online. That means below 25, you should not be making very heavy decisions and taking very life-altering choices, because your brain is not yet fully developed to understand the responsibility of decisioning and the weight of consequences, right? So before you hit 25, my encouragement as a mentor is don't make very heavy decisions, because your mind, your brain is not fully online, okay? So you need to wait for your mind in your developmental, physiological development. It's not something that you can fast track. It's part of your biology. That your mind becomes fully online for the first time as a human being when you're around the age of 25. So before that, if you make decisions that require your entire mind to be online, then you're shortchanging yourself, because you don't have the full mental capacity to understand the responsibility of decisioning and the weight of consequences. So before age 25, this is a time to be in a mentorship class like this, being prepared for life. This is the time to volunteer in your church, in your community. This is the time to do apprenticeship, serve in your community, get engaged in your church activities, locate your life mentors, begin to dream about your dream, begin to envision, discover your purpose. So the reason why we want to expose you to this kind of information right about now is because there are seasons and phases of your life that are ahead of you that you will need an adult, a mentor, somebody who's gone ahead of you to hold your hand and begin to prepare you now before that season and that phase arrives. I'm going to tell you something, and you'll observe it in the next 5-10 years. The people who are not in a mentorship class right now being given this information, life is waiting for them to massacre them. They will not even know why life is massacring them because they did not prepare, they did not know, and they did not know that they did not know. So they are right now walking very innocently, confidently towards life. Life is waiting to whoop them because they don't know what you're getting told today. So there are phases and seasons ahead of you that university will not prepare you for, parents will not prepare you for. Even myself as a man of God, I'm not going to prepare you for that by a sermon on Sunday morning. We need a Tuesday evening when we sit down and I tell you, begin to prepare there, begin to prepare over here, begin to adjust over there. And by the time you get to 35, you begin to realize the difference between you and your peers. Secondly, we are living in a very complex world that is moving very, very fast. Listen to me, family, and listen to me very keenly. By the grace of God, I'm also a very tech savvy person. In fact, part of my work is in technology. So I keep pace with technology. I know what technology is happening in the medical field, in the computers, in the AI, in television, in entertainment, in movie production. I know which technology is being deployed in the battlefield. I know all that. So I can tell you conclusively, with no fear of contradiction, that life and our world is moving very, very fast. Faster than humans can cope. Listen to me. Technology is moving faster than human can keep up. Humans cannot cope. They cannot keep up with the speed at which technology is moving. So we are actually moving towards a phase of existence or the beginning of a kind of existence where we might become spectators in our own lives. Okay? A time will come when you'll be able to observe things and there's nothing you can do about it. You'll be able to, you'll just have to spectate because there's nothing you can do as a human. There's nothing you can do. You see, some careers, okay, are about to become very obsolete. I'll tell you, even in this class today. And some are right now high-end jobs. And they might become menial jobs very soon. Okay? The artificial intelligence, AI, is a unique and revolutionary disruptor of our time. Okay? And we need to be prepared, equipped, and forewarned so that nothing takes us by surprise when machines take over the tasks of humans. Let me tell you some of the courses you should not be wasting your time doing in university. If you are hoping to become a computer programmer, forget it. If you want to be a software developer, forget it. Don't go to university right now to be a software developer. It's a waste of time. Why? Because I can design an entire app by command on AI platform. Why should I hire you? You see? So if you're going into that field, for instance, of software development, you have to be very careful what you're going to university to do. Are you going to do programming language? Which programming language? C++, Python? Or which one are you going to do? Because you have to really think carefully, because you can waste another 10 years and come out and there's no work for you. Things like financial analysts, they will not be required in the next few years. Accountants are at risk of being deleted from the payroll they created. Why? Because software can now do accounting. We just need to give it a few prompts and it can do that. AI already, the AI and robotics are being used to conduct complex medical surgeries and procedures. Even doctors are at risk. In fact, I was reading a report the other day that the jobs that might begin to come to the forefront and become very expensive are the jobs that AI cannot replace. People like plumbers are about to become very rich because AI cannot do plumbing. AI can replace a doctor, but it cannot replace a plumber. So you're going to see those things beginning to happen. When I was in primary school, a teacher was somebody you saluted, you knelt before. You wanted to become a teacher. A teacher today is different. It's very different. So I'm telling you, in the next 5-10 years, life is going to be very different from what you know. Just a couple of weeks ago, I was listening to the news, on how the US is using in live battle scenarios in Iran weapons called dynamic weapons. What's a dynamic weapon? Dynamic weapons are weapons that have AI capabilities that kick in as soon as the fighter pilot presses the trigger and the weapon leaves the aircraft. It has AI capabilities in itself that begin to scan the battlefield and begins to decide the target. Now, the pilot shot at a target, but as soon as the weapon left the vicinity of the aircraft, it is permitted by the AI within it to begin to scan for an alternative target and head towards a target it has chosen and not the one the pilot chose. You see that? The weapon has that onboard software that scans the battlefield and gets to choose its own target. That means the decision on who dies and who lives in a battlefield is no longer entirely in the hands of the fighter pilots. Decisions on who should die are right now, as we speak, being decided by AI. You see that? I don't know whether you understand the ramifications of what I've just said. That right now, as we're speaking here, there's somebody walking in Iran. He's walking. He doesn't know an AI above him has decided he shall not eat dinner. There's no human being involved. There's no hatred involved. There is no provocation. He just has happened to look like a target. And AI has decided he will die. That's the kind of future we are headed towards. So it's very important for us to sit as a family and begin to regroup towards the future. Now, all human beings are divided into two categories, two mindsets. And I want us to begin unpacking this so that we know who is going to head into the future and who is going to be taken out before the future arrives. There are two mindsets that I need to share with us tonight. One is called a fixed mindset. This fixed mindset is the beliefs that talents and intelligence are set. They cannot change. I'm just not good at that. I'm only good at this. This leads to avoiding challenges. Okay? Let's look at the next mindset. The number 2 mindset is called the growth mindset. This is a set of beliefs that abilities can improve with effort. A person who has a growth mindset believes I can learn, I can get better. And this encourages the learning through challenges. Instead of avoiding challenges, we learn through challenges. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is a great requirement for adaptive living for all those who want to live a long and successful life. That's why Ephraim is here. Your ability has to be trained to adapt quickly, because your adaptation, and not just adaptation, but quick adaptation, might mean your survival or the lack of it. Let's look at developing mental resilience and what it is all about. Now, developing mental resilience begins with testing your current one. Okay? Developing your mental resilience begins by testing your current mental resilience. There is a way you can analyze yourself to test or explore your mental resilience right now. And I want us to begin to look at that as a family. How can we test where we are? Are we future proof? Are we ready for the future? We need to begin to test that. Is there a formula? Is there a framework? And in this school, we have developed something like that that helps you gauge your mental resilience. I've designed this framework and I call it the Mental Resilience Analysis Framework, the MRAF. You do not understand your mental resilience if you cannot answer the following 8 questions about yourself based on this framework. Number 1, your response to pressure. When things don't go as planned, what is your first reaction? I'm getting to your business tonight, because now we're not going to leave anyone behind. We're not going to leave anyone weak. However long it's going to take, we're going to make sure that you're mentally resilient to walk into the future. Because if we leave you behind, you're going to get eaten. Number 1, your response to pressure right now. When things go wrong, when things don't go as planned, what is your first reaction? You see, we cannot regulate what happens to us, but we can regulate how we respond to it. We cannot determine how people will treat us any day, any place, or how they will behave around us. But we can always determine how we respond to it. And this is the analysis. Describe a time when everything went wrong. Remember that. A time when everything went wrong. How did you handle it? How do you usually calm yourself down when you feel overwhelmed? Okay? That is a self-interrogation technique that will begin to reveal to you your level of mental resilience on a scale of 1 to 10. Number 2, adaptability. How do you handle sudden changes or surprises? How do you handle it? Have you ever been fired? That is a sudden change. You walked into the office happy, hoping for promotion, you are fired. Have you ever been booted? You're planning a wedding, and the guy you're planning the wedding with, that guy is planning a wedding with another person that is not you. How did you handle that surprise? It's called a surprise. Are you emotionally flexible? Are you able to move on quickly from debilitating situations, or do you allow unpleasant things and people to take the best of you? How is your bounce back? You have to analyze that on a scale of 1 to 10 and be very honest. Don't exaggerate, because we are testing your mental resilience. And this is the analysis. What is something that didn't work out the way you hoped, but turned out for the best later? How do you respond when plans fall apart at the last minute? Number 3, mindset and perspective. When you face failure, what story do you tell yourself about it? Hey, when you face failure, when you're confronted about your character, what is your reaction? You have to ask yourself. It's a test of your mental resilience. When you face failure, when you discover you're not all that, when you discover there are people who are better than you, how do you handle that? Do you crumble? Do you hide? Do you feel embarrassed and ashamed? Or do you take it as a challenge? What story do you tell yourself about it? And this is the analysis. Do you explain away failure to run away from it? Or do you study failure to improve next time? What's your biggest lesson from a painful experience in your life? You know. Have you ever learned from your painful experiences? If you're not learning, the lessons will keep repeating. How do you keep up your confidence when others doubt you? Number 4, emotional regulation. What happens or what helps you to stay calm when you feel angry or frustrated? Do you have something that keeps you calm when you feel, angry or frustrated? How do you respond to that? Excuse me. How do you respond when somebody, for instance, criticizes you unfairly? How do you respond? How do you deal with disappointment or rejection? Tell me, how do you do that? There has to be a way that you observe yourself in this kind of situations and be able to rate yourself, your mental resilience in that definition on a scale of 1 to 10. Number 5, persistence and perseverance. What keeps you going when you feel like giving up? There has to be something you have designed. There has to be a reason that causes you to wake up tomorrow and try again after failing today. If there is nothing you have created that helps you navigate from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm, then your mental resilience has no support system. That is one way to test yourself. And this is the analysis. Can you describe a time you pushed through something really tough? How did you do it? How do you motivate yourself when you don't feel like trying? Number 6, self-awareness. What situations drain your energy the most? Are you aware of situations that drain your virtue? What is it you must solve? Because if you don't solve it, it drains your virtue. Jesus was walking. A woman with an issue of blood touched the hem of his garment. He stopped. He said, something has drained me right now. I must solve it, because if I don't, I will not have strength, virtue remaining. See that? Very important. What situations drain your energy the most? You need to study them. How do you notice when you are close to burnout? You have to recognize that. Do you have a gauge? Do you have a meter that gauges your stress levels? Do you know how to self-diagnose your mental health decline? Do you know the signals and the red flags that should tell you it's time to take a break? Do you have that in place? If you don't have that, it tells me where you rate on a scale of 1 to 10. What helps you recover when you feel mentally and emotionally tired? Do you have such a framework? You must have it from today. Number 7, support and connection. Who do you turn to when life feels heavy? You have to have somebody you turn to. You see, you need to have somebody you turn to. Somebody who protects you, somebody who covers you, somebody with whom you can be naked and not ashamed, Because let me tell you, once in a while, you will need to let your guard down and be sincere with somebody. How easy or hard is it for you to ask for help? How hard? How easy? I want you to examine that. I'm opening your world to see yourself 360 degrees and begin to understand yourself and how to gauge and design your mental resilience. What kind of encouragement helps you the most when you're struggling? When I come from preaching, that's not the time I want to meet people giving me problems. I have just preached, I've just given life. I need to recover. That's the time for people around me to tell me words that build me, not words that tear me down. Why? Because it is for real. I have just given people life. You see, some of us don't preach and teach as a motivation lesson. No. When I stand on that altar and I'm preaching, I'm sharing life. I'm giving life. Many times after I'm done preaching, it feels almost what it would feel to give birth to a baby. Something has left. Something has left. I need to recover. In fact, Mondays are the most vulnerable days for pastors. If you have a pastor in your life, on Monday, that is the day to massage their feet, treat them well, cook them a meal, encourage them, sit down with them, watch a movie, ask them what you can do to help them recover. It is a very thankless job to be a pastor. I just needed to digress there a little bit. Let's come back to the lesson. Number 8, hope and outlook. When life feels stuck, what gives you hope? What gives you hope? Have you defined that? Where does your hope come from? You must have hope. We are prisoners of hope. We are prisoners of hope. A human being cannot live without hope. What is the source of your hope? Have you defined the source of your hope? Where do you get your hope from? I'm not talking about faith. I'm talking about hope. Where do you get your hope from? Because let me tell you, if there is no hope for tomorrow, there is no tomorrow. You will not need to go into a day that hope has not invited you into. How do you remind yourself that challenges won't last forever? For me, I go back to the Word of God. I go back to my relationship with God. There is hope there that tells me tomorrow will be better. So I have to know when I feel hopeless where to go and fetch it. The Word of God is a pivotal part of our mental resilience because of the aspect of hope. So, what role, my question is, does faith, values, or purpose play in how you bounce back? Okay, I want to take a break. I want to get some questions. All right, if you have some questions, you can ask me now. I'm going to take 1 minute to answer any question. The first person to shoot it, I'm going to answer it. If there is no question, we have quite some ground to cover. We're going to go straight into the ground. All right. We are very proud of you guys that you're sitting here learning, receiving, understanding things. In fact, we are so proud of you that you're learning something whose value you didn't know at first before you came into the class. But you will realize the value as you go along, right? So we're very, very proud of you. And may this build you up. May this work on you. May this encourage you. May this turn you up to be somebody that this world is going to clap for. All right? So something is going to happen as you learn how to take care of your resilience, protect your mindset, frame it correctly, begin to be self-aware, know which parts to adjust, what to touch, all right? Yeah. I see somebody has raised their hand. Eva Musso. Do you want to ask a question? Please shoot it. Eva, are you there? Do you want to ask a question? That okay, all right. I see your hand though. I see your hand. That must actually be my baby who is trying to play around with me. That is Eva. We call her Eva Modani. Eva. So you have changed your name to Muso. You'll tell us that with your mother. All right. Okay. So can we proceed? I think we can proceed unless somebody has, anything to say. All right. I believe you guys are learning. So let us look closely at mindset and resilience. Now, not knowing how to handle pressure and stress can lead you to making the wrong decisions in order to escape the immediate pain and the inconvenience and get your life back to normalcy. A lot of people are living life running away from pressure. Majority of people cannot handle pressure, okay? They cannot handle stress. So they are always on the run. They are always running away from pressure. But that is not how success is built. I've just said something very important. That's not how success is built. We succeed by learning how to interact with pressure in a mature and informed way. We don't run away from pressure. We leverage it. We use it to generate best outcomes. I've just changed your mind for the next 50 years about the formula it's going to take for you to be primed for success. We don't run away from pressure. We don't run away from problems. In this school, you will hear me say, don't run away from problems. Eat them for breakfast. Yeah. Part of your menu for breakfast, eat your problems. Put them there on a bowl and observe them. Don't be intimidated by them. As you have bacon, have a bowl of problems next to that. Okay? Don't run away from problems. You must be able to get to a place where you have a clear definition of your problems. You have a clear understanding. I have this problem, I'm dealing with this problem, and it is like this, like this, like this, like this. You know your problems inside out. You must have a clear understanding of your problems. While people are running away from their problems, you must sit down with your problem and make a relationship. Have a one-on-one with your problem. Understand it inside out. If I ask you, what is your problem? You should be able to describe it without tears in your eyes. You should be able to tell me what your problem is. If you're not able to make money, you should be able to tell me, I've tried this and this and this and this and that. This is the problem I'm having. I don't know what to do from here to there. I come from a family that is broke, poor. You understand your problem. You have to be able to understand and interact with your problem. We don't want you to survive. We want you to thrive in the face of challenges. We want you to be a resilient person. Problems are not going away. So how to handle them without being broken by them is what we want to learn. Look at what the Bible says in the book of John 16:33. Let's look at what the Bible says. The Bible says this: in this world, you will have trouble. Hey, Jesus, I thought you give us hope. How can Jesus say something like this? I thought you're supposed to give us hope and tell us you have paid the price. We'll never pay any price. These are not the words of an apostle. These are the words of Jesus. In this world, you will have trouble. And then he continues to say, but take heart, I have overcome the world. What he is saying is that you will have trouble, but the trouble that is coming to you, I have already broken its back. It looks like trouble, but it's not going to trouble you. So sit down and interact with it. I have already programmed it to work for your good. You see that? So while other people are running away from problems, that running away is disobedience. Because Jesus is saying, in this world, you will have trouble, but take heart. The trouble you see has already passed through me, and I have weighed it on a scale. Is good for your benefit. You see that? So it changes our psychology then, because we are encountering a problem that is thinking it's coming from Satan, but it's coming from the Lord. You see that? Problems don't come to you because Satan wants to trouble you. The Bible says, all things minus nothing work together for our good. There is nothing working against you. All things are working for you. So you have to sit down with everything and stop getting scared. When you see the most lethal problem approach you, in it is a divine program. It's been programmed to work for your good. If you run away, you're running away from the good that is wearing a suit called trouble. You see that? So you have to be careful not to run away from the good God is sending you. It is a crucial life skill to build the emotional flexibility, the elasticity of mind and of capacity to handle the changing dynamics of life and the people around you. We want you to acquire this mental bandwidth to be able to stay in the fire and not run away. You have to be able to be capable of carrying yourself through what makes other people collapse. Now, your adaptation begins in your mind. Adaptability, this adaptability that wants to train you, is a vital, trainable skill rooted in your cognitive flexibility. You have to be cognitively flexible intentionally. And what is this adaptation? It is the ability to change your mental approach to things, your behavior in situations, and your actions in response to new, uncertain, and changing situations. Your cognitive flexibility has a lot to do with your mental resilience, because the more flexible mentally you are, the more you are able to approach new frontiers, behave in the right behavior, and respond the right way even when you're surprised by problems. Okay? So cognitive flexibility is what involves that management of emotions, the maintaining of the positive attitude, and the leveraging of your curiosity to view change as an opportunity instead of a threat. See that? Yeah. So that cognitive flexibility begins to see trouble as opportunity. While people are running, you become the only one remaining behind, interacting with Goliath, while the soldiers have been crying for 40 days and 40 nights. You see, when you develop the right kind of mental framework, mental resilience, it becomes the capital for your success. When you have the right attitude towards things, you become your own resource when it comes to success dynamics. The impatient people never learn, but the patient, resilient, mentally flexible people are the ones who have qualified themselves for the lessons of life that raise men from boys. That lesson is not for cowards. It's for the kind of people who can sit in the fire and say, let me see what is going to become of this. Let me see what's going to happen. What's the worst that can happen? When my wife and I are doing things, we are trying new things. We usually say to each other, "Yeah, what's the worst that can happen? Let's go to that office. They will not beat us. Nobody will beat us. We are going to knock that office. Yeah, we go there. Very courageous. Inside, we are shaking. Outside, we are smiling. We are shaking their hands. We have a firm handshake. We are talking big. Inside, we need the Lord of Lords to hold us together. But guess what? That kind of daring spirit is what delivers results to you. From today, you will not run away from problems. Problems are opportunities wearing clothes that look like work. So mental flexibility is what helps people stay put until opportunity reveals itself out of the fire. All right? So your cognitive flexibility from today is non-negotiable. We see in the Bible, we see what the Bible calls it. And I love to go back because that's my area of expertise. I love to go back and look at it. What is this mental flexibility that we're talking about? It is Romans 12 and 2. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Stay until your mind is stretched beyond the elastic limit until you become a different person you are not planning to become. You must be strong until you're scared of yourself. You must develop the muscle, the stick-to-itiveness, the glue that keeps you put 5 years, 6 years, 7 years until the miracle manifests. Whereas other people are running away after first year, 2 year, 3 year, they go look for something else. Stay put. If you give it what it requires, it will give you what it contains. We don't run away. We must develop the flexibility that allows us the resilience to sit down with our purpose until it manifests. So scan your life and adapt. Scan your life and adapt. Scan your life and adapt. Don't run away. From today, we don't run. We scan and adapt. We scan and adapt. We scan and adapt. And how do you do that? By making sure your mind is not stuck. Don't let your mind be stuck. We live in the UK. It's a very religious culture, very predictable. Everybody knows they wake up to do what? There is somebody whose work is to eat something like this the whole day. If you ask them, 1 meter away from where they eat that thing, what happens there? They don't know. It's a culture of specialization and division of labor. That's the way the country has been founded for hundreds of years. But let me tell you, you must be able to break out of that culture and be able to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. You must be like the staff of Moses. When it's dropped, it becomes a snake. When it points the sea parts. When it hits the ground, the dust becomes lice. You must be able to do 1, 2, 3 things well. Be flexible. Don't be rigid. It's called mental resilience and cognitive flexibility. It is what shall make you survive while others are dying. So scan your life and adapt, because if you don't adapt, you become a victim of circumstances. Okay? So mental resilience, and let's look at it from slightly a scientific, psychological perspective called neuroplasticity. Okay? All of us are university material. All of us are PhD holders. I'm assuming that from this minute moving forward. So when I talk of neuroplasticity, I see you adjust your chair so that let's get to university now. So your brain is not fixed and it is not locked. Your brain is not locked and your brain is not fixed. You're not stuck. Listen to me. You're not stuck. You're not frozen. Your brain is constantly changing based on what you think, what you repeat, and what you practice. If you're not thinking, repeating, and practicing, that is why you think you're stuck. I'm going to say that again. Your brain is not locked, is not fixed, you're not stuck. Your brain is designed to function constantly based on what you think, what you repeat, and what you practice. If you feel stuck, you are not doing enough thinking, you are not doing enough repeating, you're not doing enough practice. So this ability of the brain to do these three things is what we call neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity means your brain can rewire itself. That means that you're not stuck with bad habits, you're not stuck with weak thinking, you're not stuck with fear or the past or locked in a loop of trauma. Your current mental ability is not even final. You're not a victim of circumstances. You can break out of anything after this lesson. Why? Because we have seen that your mind is not locked. Everything, listen to me, Ephraim, everything starts with a decision. Things don't start with capital or favor or acceptance or people's permission. Everything begins with your decision. If you decide it, that's it. From today, I want you to give yourself permission to succeed, because everything begins with your decision. Listen, everything does not even begin with God's decision. It begins with your decision. You have to decide. What you decide is what heaven backs. Everything, including your journey to your first million, begins with a decision. Your marriage begins with a decision. Your first class honors, your degree, your PhD begins with a decision. Your mental resilience begins with a decision. You decide, I'm going to be mentally resilient. Decision, your decisions. Now, things not only require your decision may sometimes include changing your mind. The reason why you don't decide is because you're scared of changing your mind, because you have been too loyal to a pattern of doing things in your past, that you're scared of departing from what is predictable. So, the decision towards a better future must begin with a change of mind against that old pattern. If you decide it, that's it. Changing your mind is a decision. The most important decision you have to begin practicing from today is how to change your mind. You have the permission to change your mind. So how does neuroplasticity work? Briefly, let's look at this. Think of your brain like a path in a forest. See yourself in the park, see yourself in the bush, see yourself in the trees, see yourself on a golf course, or see yourself somewhere in the bush. The first time you walk through grass, it's hard. But if you walk again on the same place you walked yesterday, it becomes easier. Walk on that path every day, it becomes a clear path. Your brain works the same way. Every thought is a step. Every action is a step. Every reaction is a step. These steps are creating a path that you follow in your thinking, in your mind. How you step and repeat and behave is like creating a path on grass. That path becomes the path when you come next week. It becomes the path you walk on. Notice something. When you repeat it enough, first it becomes automatic and it becomes the path that now you walk on. We are giving an analogy of the path in the grass to show you how your thinking shapes your brain. So suddenly, whenever now you go to the forest, you now naturally walk on the path you created and not on the grass beside it. Yet, a little while ago, there was no path. Everything was grass. See that? Everything is grass. You walk on the first day and make a few steps. Tomorrow you come again. Where you made steps yesterday, you make more steps. Next week, next month, next year, you walk on the same place. All of a sudden, there is a path where there was no path before. That is exactly how your brain functions. The way, the thoughts you think, the way you think, the actions you take, the behavior, the emotions you release as you're doing those actions and reactions become a pathway that you will follow for the rest of your life unless you change your mind. So now, woe unto you if the path you created is leading you to damage. The same way you create a good path and a bad path is the same way. You create it the same way. And your brain does not have a value system. Your brain does not know good from bad. Your brain follows what you tell it. It follows what you repeat. So you have to define the value system. You have to pick the thoughts to think. You have to repeat them. You have to behave in a repetitive way because your brain follows your repetition. The way you think has become created through your thoughts, actions, and reactions. And what this means is the mental resilience that you have created or destroyed. There are two directions this can go. You can wire your mind into negative wiring, which is repeated fear, stronger fear. It goes to stronger fear. The path becomes more solid and defined. If you fear and you don't deal with fear, you grow into stronger fear and panic attacks. You grow in that direction because the path becomes more defined because of repetition. Repeated doubt creates stronger doubt. Avoidance becomes your default setting. You repeat it, you become it. Number two, positive wiring. If you face challenges, you begin to build strength. If you begin to pursue those challenges and sit with your problems and interrogate them and learn from them, you begin to reframe your thoughts. You build control. You develop consistency. You grow confidence. You see that? So your mind does not know where you want to go. You tell it where you want to go by the kind of thoughts you repeat, the actions you repeat, the reactions you repeat. Quickly, let's look at practical ways to enhance your adaptability. Then I'm going to leave the rest of the notes for you to go through. This is a very important lesson. I urge you to make sure you read all the notes. Number one, embrace small changes. Start by changing small daily routines to build mental flexibility. You don't have to eat egg and bacon every day. Try something new. You will be shocked what that kind of disruption, tiny thing, can begin to do to your mental resilience. Number two, Ask, what now? Instead of, why me? Shift from victim mindset to a solution focused mindset when facing adversity. Number three, seek feedback. Regularly request constructive criticism to identify your blind spots. You see, some of you, the reason why you're stuck is because you're driving the vehicle of your life looking at the rear view mirror. Rear view mirror is in a once in a lifetime glance to see the traffic behind. There is something called the windscreen. Focus there. Always only get constructive criticism about your blind spots from people that you trust. Next, step out of your comfort zones. I'm urging you to step out of your comfort zones. Volunteer for new challenges or take responsibilities outside your normal scope. I would encourage every member of Ephraim to consider volunteering every week a few hours. I don't want to hear anybody in this school is jobless. Go and volunteer. Go and volunteer. That's a job. Volunteering is a job. You will put it in your CV that you worked in that company for this number of years doing this and this and these roles. If they don't employ you, employ yourself in their business by volunteering. Next, practice self-care. Manage stress to avoid your burnout, allowing you to remain resilient. I'm going to drop it there because it's very important that we allow a quick reaction, a quick reaction, a quick reaction. I have so much to teach on mental resilience. But what we've done is, because it's a broad lesson, we wanted to speak to you verbally the basic, the framework, so that you can go into the school portal and study the entire lesson in detail personally, so that you can give it that personal feel. That take is very, very important. Did you learn something? Did you enjoy the lesson? Let me know. Let me see if you learned something. Let me see if you learned something. Let me see if you learned something. Let me see. Yes. Please, if anyone would like to log out, it's time. That's okay. You can log out. I have another 8 minutes to go. I can take a question or two. I can take a feedback. Probably we can start with Coach Nelius because she's on. Coach Nelius, please quickly jump in and tell us what you feel, what you've learned. Please take it up. Thank you. Thank you very, very much, Coach Nelius. I appreciate you very, very much. Thank you. Anyone has a question? One question. I can take one question. For the next 4 minutes, I can be able to answer a question, and then I'll let everybody go. If you're there, you have a question, you can shoot it. If you have a comment, if you've learned something new, speak up. Let's hear. We would also begin now encouraging the family to begin to talk. We want to hear your voice. We want to see you becoming a leader, taking charge. Say something in front of everybody. Okay? Yes. Junette, I see you there. Say something. You're there. I see Charmaine. Charmaine, say something. I see all of you. Mike, the floor is yours. Junette, hit it. Yep, we can hear you. Great. Thank you very much. Mike, uh, you, I'm not reading your question. Ask a question. Unmute yourself and ask the question. Is that Mike? Yes, Mike. We can hear you. Uh huh. Mm-hmm. Great. That's good. Yeah. Scan and adapt. Scan and adapt. Scan and schedule the scanning. Schedule the scanning. Don't scan your environment once in a while. Schedule it. Every Monday, scan your life. Every month, there's a day you sit down at the corner of somewhere, have coffee by yourself, switch off your phone, scan and adapt. Scan your life, scan it, scan the problems, see the opportunities, sit with your problems until you recognize the problems, that the opportunities in those problems. Okay? Yeah, sit with your problems. Don't be scared of problems. Have them for breakfast. Okay? Yes. Charmaine, are you there? Is Charmaine there? Okay. Uh huh. Eddie, are you there? Yes. Your final remarks. What did you learn? Thank you, Eddie. Uh-huh. Yeah, I like that. That's the best analogy. Make sure you do MOT on yourself. Schedule it. Yeah, yeah, and give it a deadline. Make sure that yourself you are you are MOT'd. Yeah, yes. Last one. Thank you so much, Eddie. Thank you so much. Is Lucas there? Lucas, are you there? Yeah, Lucas, say something, Bona. That's a beautiful question, Lucas. That's a wonderful, wonderful question. Even stepping off from this lesson today, if you want to increase your public speaking confidence, is repeat, repeat, repeat. Let me tell you, we did not start confident. We did not start confident. We all started with guts. You have to gather guts and just stand up. And you know how you can do it softly? Just lock yourself in the bathroom, look at the mirror, and begin to talk. Make a presentation to yourself. Yeah. These notes that I've just presented here, you have them on the school portal. Teach yourself this lesson looking at yourself. You'll begin to hear things falling off. Shyness will begin to fall off. Everything, Lucas, takes practice. And you have to face yourself. You have to be very daring to face yourself and begin to overcome that self doubt. There is no magic pill. You have to get the job done, get your hands on it and do it. I can tell you that here there are people who are marketers. I'm a pastor. My wife is a pastor. Coach Nelias is a coach. She's been in the corporate world. We have ministers here. We have other coaches here. None of us doesn't have a story of the first time they did a presentation. We were shaking like this. I tell you, you would shake. Eh? By the time you're done preaching for 30 minutes, you have sweated and you thought you have preached for 5 hours and you have only preached for 30 minutes. We have to overcome that. Today, I can speak for 3 hours comfortably. I can speak to presidents. Once I start talking, that's it. Something else kicks in. But I had to step up until that thing kicked in. There's something else. There's a part of you that will kick in. So you have to overcome this facade that is overcome by shyness, and low self-esteem. You have to put yourself out there. I want you to develop the art of overcoming rejection. When people reject you, that's their problem. It's not your problem. If somebody has rejected you, it's their problem. People don't see you as you are, they see you as they are. So when somebody rejects you, move on to the next one. If you approach a girl and a girl tells you, who can love you, remind yourself there are 4 billion women in this world. Eh? And more are being born. Yeah. If one door closes, there's another one. There are 20 doors. Yeah. If they tell you, no, you apply for a job, I have met people who have done job applications. 50 job applications, 100, and all of them are no. Some of them did not even respond to the email. And they're still applying. What kind of resilience is that? You need to develop it and you need to get out there. And Lucas, I can tell, you'll do very well once you overcome that step. See, you have just spoken. You have an amazing voice. I'm wondering, what are you asking? You have an amazing voice. We want to hear that voice. I want to hear that voice in front of 300 people, 500 people, 1,000 people. I want to hear that voice teaching something. You see? Yeah. So overcome that lie, that deception, that second guessing yourself, overcome it. And the only way to do it is to bulldoze. Practice, practice, practice in your house. Get out. You will goof. You will fall flat. You will shrub. You will mispronounce words. It's okay. It's part of the school fees. And then we make it. Okay? Proud of you, man. So, so proud of you. So we'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. Lastly, thanks, Coach John, for a great session today. You've helped me get some clarity on where my mindset has been holding me back and where I need to start making more conscious decisions. I'm feeling much more focused, though I'm thinking if aging, if I'm thinking if aging is somebody's decision. That's a good observation. Okay. Refuse to, to age in your mind. I've told you, as you grow older, your mind becomes sharper. So, what you need to do is make sure that your body remains healthy. There are part of notes that we didn't even get to. Very interesting parts. I want you to go and read. You have to take care of your body so that it matches your sharp brain, so that you don't think something and your body cannot deliver. Because actually, what makes mental resilience so important is because as your brain develops, it becomes sharper, you begin to see things and possibilities, and you know this can get done. But your body is telling you, hey, slow down, slow down, slow down. We cannot do that. So your brain is telling you one thing, and your body is telling you something different. So your mind begins to get stressed. That's why mental resilience is very important, and understanding the entire scope of the physiology of your development, so that you know as your energy declines and your brains become sharper, you have to strike a balance. How? Become healthy so that your body does not frustrate your mind. Is part of the education of mental resilience. You have to train your body to participate in your thinking process. Okay? Love you guys. You know we can stay here another 1 hour, but I have to jump into another meeting. You know I love you. You know that, and it's too late. Even you love me, so we are not going anywhere. We're stuck together for life. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Coach Nellis. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you for the teams from Nairobi, teams from the UK. Keep learning. Let's keep learning. This family, we shall all meet at the top. There's no doubt about it. We shall meet at the top, all of us. We're not leaving anyone behind. It's too late for you to fail. We shall meet at the top. God bless you so much and have a wonderful evening. Thank you.